if flow will work on that, means if we are updating on one of the parent record or the child records going to update, can we do that through flow? You can look into that. If we are updating some value on child record, we want to update the parent record if relationship is the lookup, not the rollup summary. How we can do that? Okay, so these types of challenges will come to you when you will dealing with the business. So in those cases, you will observe that whenever there is update on the same record due to some operations actions, then you can easily manage via the flow or the workflow, and of course we should go via the flow whenever we are creating new component. Okay, so you can go via the flow, you can update that. But if you'll see the challenges whenever we are updating some specific child records or updating the parent record when there is update on child record likewise. So this will be the scenario when you have to think beyond the configuration part available into the Salesforce. Then you will get to know there is one Apex part, Apex tool, that is called the trigger. Okay, as you hear the trigger, you might have heard about trigger, or you can say database trigger will come into your mind. So whenever you'll say trigger, the database triggers will come into your mind, and you'll say, okay, in database trigger what was happening? If we are updating some values, then SQL was firing, or MS SQL was firing some trigger, and it will updating the other values in the database. Same thing is happening into the Salesforce as well. Okay, same thing. So whenever you are updating some record, you want to perform some business logic in your Salesforce org, then you are going via the trigger. Okay, so how you are going to write down the trigger? There are multiple ways. So we'll look into the a couple of ways which is available in the Salesforce. Then we will also look into the another way using some editor. Okay, so suppose we'll take one hypothetical scenario, like whenever we are updating, you can say some date field. Okay, whenever there is update on date field, we want to update same date field on all the students related to that college. So what I will do, I'll just take one college record, and there I'm going to add one field called date. Okay, so let me go to the object. This is just a hypothetical scenario to understand that, okay, how a trigger is going to work. So I'll take one date time field. Okay, or let's say just take the date field, and here we'll say next holiday. Okay, so our requirement is whenever we are updating the next holiday field on the college object, likewise we can go to the student object and we can update that field. So I'll just create one new field called the, we have taken date, upcoming holidays, or let's say next holiday only, so it will not get any confusion. Okay, so now we have college. Okay, and we have one date field on the college next holiday. Okay, so we want whenever there is update on next holiday, we want to update all the child records. Let me see if any child records are available. So suppose there is no one right now, so I'll say So we have one record. Okay, we'll take just one record and we'll start looking into other values. So we want, whenever there is update on college record, subsequently we want to update the all the related records which are related via the lookup. Okay, so there is one text date field, and here it is the student record. So you are updating college record, and you want that whenever I'm updating college record, I want to update the student records, all the students record. Okay, and this is the next holiday. So as soon as college declare next holiday, you will update the child record, and you want instantly that, and we are assuming that data is not less than one in one college anyway. You can say not more than 4,000 or 3,000 students are studying there. So this is our hypothetical scenario. Now we have to manage this one. Okay, so if you'll go by the some workflow, so of course that's not possible because we are updating the child records. That is a bit that is not possible via the workflow. If you look into the flows, you can look into the flows and let me know if you can do that or not. Okay, but in this case we are assuming that okay, we are going to perform some trigger on our college record. An event is whenever we are creating or updating. Okay, so first scenario we will take whenever we are updating. So whenever we are updating next holiday value on the college record, along with we will update all the student record. Okay, so this is the only scenario right now we are going to tell how you will. So I said okay, we can go by the trigger. So let's go where you will find the trigger. So go to the setup and go to the colleges. Okay, because you are updating the college, correct, and it will automatically update the student records. So trigger should be on college because your first start point is the trigger point is the college record. So you will go to the Salesforce setup and you will go to the object. So one way to write down the trigger is you can simply come here onto the triggers. Okay, so we were that we are going to write down some trigger so that we can handle our business scenario. Whenever there is update on date field on college, we are updating the date field on all the students related to that college. Okay, so we have seen that. Okay, let's go by the trigger. So one way to write down the trigger, you will come to the object and come to this triggers and click on new. Okay, and here you can write down the trigger. So if this is active, it's going to work. You have to keep some name. So I'll say like the college trigger. Okay, on college. So this will be the, you can say, conventions that how the lines of the these words will phrase. Okay, so first thing first, it will start with the trigger, then your name of the trigger, on which object you can put here, then after events. So we will talk about the events. There are multiple events available in the Salesforce. Okay, and we are performing like whenever we are updating. Okay, we are updating the child records. So on Salesforce, there are multiple events. I will share the note as well. Okay, so don't worry, you can read that later on. So events are like the actions, the CRUD operations which are going to perform. So if you are updating, so update is one event. Okay, and here you have two options. Before update or after update, you want to perform your business logic. If you are inserting new record, then there will be again after insert, before insert. If you delete, then you have after delete or before delete. Okay, you have undelete, so after undelete. Likewise, you have the multiple events available in the Salesforce. For our scenario, we are going to see that whenever we are updating the college, then after we are updating the student records, not before that. Because if there will be failure on the college record, the student records should be not updated. Correct? So we'll check here that it's going to work after update. Okay, so we'll take this event after update, and then after we'll start writing down our business scenario. So this is one way from where you can write down the trigger. Not the good practice, just you should know. I'll just save it for time being. Okay, another way, if you click this gear icon, okay, and click on this developer console, okay, so something like this will open on your window. So other way, this is called the developer console. Okay, you click on the gear icon, then you click on the developer console, one pop-up window open, and it will just like a console for you. Okay, we are calling the developer console. From here you can create new classes, trigger, viewports, and multiple stuffs are there. Okay, we'll see into the trigger only. You can also create the trigger from here, so you can give some name object, okay, and you can start creating the trigger. Same way it will appear. Or you want to open some existing trigger, okay, just click on file and click on the open. Okay, or the open resources, any two of them. If you open, click on open, so you will have the options like classes, triggers, so you will go one by one and you can open them. Okay, if you come to the file and click on the open resources, something like this, and in global search you have to search for the your trigger name. Okay, now we have opened the trigger, okay, via the developer console. So just we'll click the developer console and we will come to there, and we have searched the trigger. Okay, how we will do, simply go to the file, open, search to the trigger. So whatever trigger you want, just open that one. Okay, things are clear. Whenever you are writing trigger, the first thing first will be the trigger, then you have the name of the trigger, which object you are writing trigger, you will write here on college, and whatever events. Okay, so I'll just put the comment. There are multiple ways to put the comment. One is, so this forward slash and quote, you can put the comment here. So like say uh, trigger on college. Other way to put the comment is the double slash. So here again you can put the comment. So comment is not going to perform any action in your trigger or any Apex classes. Okay, the comment is just like comment, so that whenever you are developing, you read it very and you can understand that what it is performing. So comment is for that only. So other two ways of commenting, either you can comment from double slash, okay, or you can put something like single slash, quote, and star and the slash. If you learn see, so this is also like a commenting way of the Salesforce. So I'll say two ways to comment into Apex. So we are learning about the Apex, so we'll say two ways to comment in Apex. Apex will cover any Apex classes, trigger, batch jobs, integrations. So where you are writing the some languages, backend languages. Okay, that is called the, that will be the Apex part. So you are getting what is Apex. So you now you got the idea that this is the backend language of the Salesforce platform. Okay, when you are going to write down the Apex, when things are not possible via point and click, you are going to write down the Apex. 2 point is very much clear to you. So I'll say Apex, what is this? So this is the backend language for force.com platform. All right. Now, when you are going to write on Apex, when point and click is not supporting the business scenario, not supporting the business scenario, then go by the Apex. Okay. So this will be the way you can. This is a simple thing. Now you will learn what is Apex actually. So backend languages, whenever we are saying, so there are multiple technologies, okay, and every technology had different languages. You might have heard about the C, C++, Java, Python, Go, Ruby, and on Rails. So there are multiple languages which are supporting the backend support, okay, and some are supporting like the Python. So they are supporting the scripting languages, okay. So you are creating the scripts. At the end of the day, they all are supporting at the backend. So something you want to run on the backend, you are going to use these languages. Just understand on the Salesforce side as well, you have some language, and that is called the Apex, which is supporting the backend. Now, if you are saying that okay, this is backend, then what is front end? Okay, so you have seen the front end part, like these records you are saying. Okay, so this is like a front end which user is able to see. That is called the front end, which is hidden from user. That is called the backend. You have done the configurations in the backend, okay, on the Salesforce platform, and it is reflecting some validation rules, some flows. These things are reflecting here at the front end, the UI part. So suppose there are some scenario which is not accessible via the configurations, then you have to go via the custom code for front end. You have some custom code, like you know about the HTML, CSS, JavaScripts, okay, that is in the general world. You are developing some websites front end, you are using that one. In case of Salesforce, you have Aura component, LWC, Visual Force pages, okay, and this is similar to the HTML and CSS. So most of the concepts are similar here. For backend means you have to interact with your database. So we have the database language calling the SQL in the Salesforce SQL. Some other in general it is like SQL, MSQL, and other database languages are there. Call them. They have the language Java, C++, Python. We have just one language, Apex. Okay, very straightforward. And whatever you see in the Apex, SQL, these are very, you can say, the concrete on top of whatever available in Java or SQL. Okay, so this has taken the most important concepts of Java and then put into the Apex, and they are calling the Apex part. So this is easy to learn, and just you have to few times you have to put practice, then you will get the terms as well. So like in the trigger, we are writing the trigger on the college, okay, and what is the scenario we are covering? So we are saying that whenever there is update on next holiday date field on college, update all related students next holiday field. Okay, so this is our scenario. This is just a hypothetical scenario. We are considering here, and we'll see how we can write down. Okay. All right. So you learn about the commenting. Two ways to comment. Either you can double slash, or you can put the single slash, star and single slash. Okay. So this is the starting of the comment. This is closing of the comment. So this is like a multi-line comment. Okay. So this is called multi-line comment. And above one, this is called the, or just take, this is called the single line comment. Okay, because you have to put this next line again, you have to put the double slash. Okay, so this is way of commenting in the Apex. This is similar to the Java as well. Java, C, C++, Python, they all are performing the same way, single line comment or the multi-line comments. Okay, coming back to trigger, you have seen this is the, what is this trigger? So we are giving this name as a trigger. So this is the static, you can't change to other name. Okay, it always will be the trigger only. This name can be changed because this is you are putting, this is not the structure from the Salesforce. So you can put any name here. Then after, on will be the always there, you can't change this on, else it will fail. You can just remove that one and try to save, so it will fail. Saving, you see it is saying not saved, it's some error is here. What error? You can see missing on at college. Okay, so again, on is the uh, static part, and you can see the color of that one. So this is bit red color. Okay, on update, and this part name, college, they are the black color. Okay, so this is a static part. Again, this object you can change. Right now you are writing on college object, so you have taken the API name of the college. If you are going to write trigger on some scenario for the student, you will use the API name of the student. Likewise, a standard object you can use account, contact, you can put the API name of that one. Then after, in the parameters, so whatever inside the bracket, okay, the small bracket, whatever will be inside this one are called the parameters. So on trigger, you have to put the parameters, and in this case for trigger we have to put the events. Okay, so I'll just include, you can see the structure of the, I'll create one more multi-line comment, and I'll put the structure of the trigger. Okay, so I'll say structure of trigger. So what will be the structure? First thing will be the our static word trigger. So this will be the static one. Then after, name of the trigger. So example, so instead of that we'll put something like a static, means which is not going to change. Okay, a static notation called the trigger. Then you have the name of trigger as college trigger. Then again you have a static notation sign, whatever you say, on. Okay, it can be uppercase, lowercase, based on you. Then we have the object API name. Okay, very sure it should be the API name always, as college In case, so you will assume that where it will, you can find the API name. Okay, so come to the college. Let me see. Okay, we'll come to the college. So you can see API name, it is appearing here. Even if you want to go more deep, so go to the details and then you can see API name. So this will be the API name for the college. If you want to see the API name of a student, just search the student. Likewise, college, you will see the API name. So here you can see the API name on the student. Likewise, you want to see the API name of a standard object like the account, you can see API name is appearing here. Or if you want to go in detail, you can just go to detail and say the API name. They don't have underscore underscore C. That's the only difference between a standard object and the custom object. Now, next one, in parameters, this is multi-line comment. Okay, so this is called a multi-line comment. So you are commenting multi-line. This is single line comment. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just giving the brief what is trigger, okay, and what are we are including here, so that you can read all together. You don't have to go through any document. You just read this and you will understand. Okay. In a small bracket, so it is like, and this time it will be the events. They are called the events, and it can be after or before, update or insert or delete. Okay, then it can be the undelete as well. In the case of undelete, there will be no before. Okay, in case of delete, there will be no after, merge. So these are the events available in the Salesforce. So I'll stop for a moment and we'll open for the question. Any of you have any question? And this is very important to know this syntax, because you will write the trigger all the time. Syntax is important. So whatever syntax you see, trigger, then the name of the trigger, so this syntax will be always there. Okay, so I'll say the syntax in that instead of notation. Now take the specific name. Okay, so till now notation was like very generic one. We'll take it as a syntax.